Namaste. 1st November is nearing, and we are somewhat getting emotional, for this is the date in the year 2015 when Sri Aurobindo's relics came to Guwahati, came to Assam, and it is something that which cannot be expressed in words, because a lot of emotions are attached to it, a lot of aspirations are attached to it, and not only regarding Sri Aurobindo Society, but for that matter the whole state of Assam is grateful to the Master and the Mother for giving us the boon, for progress spiritually, materially, economically, and touching every aspects of human life in this part of the region. So on this very, very important day, we are just reminded of the sacred relics of Sri Aurobindo. But what is relics actually? There are a lot of people who do not have a precise perception, precise knowledge and understanding of the relics. So today I thought it prudent to read out some passages of well-known sadhaks of Sri Aurobindo Ashram, through which you will be able to know, understand, and also become aware that how much we should be grateful to the Lord, and also prepare ourselves for the spiritual journey we have undertaken to be a successful one spiritually, and how we should give ourselves wholeheartedly, and how Sri Aurobindo's physical presence in Sri Aurobindo Bhavan, Guwahati will be paving the way for us towards the goal. So first, let me read out a passage of M.P. Pandit, who was secretary to the Mother. It's a beautiful one. Significance of the relics. The institution of relics is ancient. It is not a part of religion, though it may enter into the system of rituals in some way or other. It is based on a sound principle of consciousness. We have known the tradition of not using things associated with men or evil. Objects used by them or owned by them carry the taint of evil and communicate it to those who come into possession of them. So also things belonging to those with a broken destiny are known to carry a strong negative force in them. These facts are well known in occult circles, and something of this knowledge has percolated in the common traditions of the people. The reverse is equally true, perhaps more true. Things used by developed persons imbibe the consciousness of the person concerned. The quality of the person permeates the object. This is especially so with holy persons and spiritual personalities. Their consciousness is of a high order with special potency, and whatever has been handled by them for long is instinct with their power. The consciousness of a God-realized person is of a distinct kind. It is eternal, divine. If the objects associated with such a person carry the charge of his consciousness, it is much more so with anything that forms part of his body. Each part absorbs continuously the consciousness that is housed in the body. That is why in our spiritual tradition, those who have attained to divinity are not cremated. When they pass away, their bodies are buried so as to preserve their divine vibrations for the good of the world. That explains why sannyasis are not cremated. They are supposed to have absorbed divine vibrations in consciousness. Of course, some saints expressly leave instructions for cremation. That is a different matter. This is the broad background. We have known in history the importance paid to the tooth of the Buddha. It is not any religious superstition that sways the masses. There is a sound spiritual truth underlying the institution. Sri Aurobindo, as we all know, went beyond the traditional God realization state, the Jivan Mukti realization. Basing himself upon it, he worked to invoke and embody the highest truth consciousness in himself in order to establish it on earth for the benefit of mankind. In other words, he strove to divinize his physical body. A distinct testimony to this feature of his life was provided by the unique fact that even after he withdrew from his physical body, it continued to emanate the glow of the supramental consciousness. The body would not disintegrate for full 5 days. Naturally, his vibrations continue to emanate from the samadhi, where his body has been interred. Nobody can escape this impact in the environs of the samadhi. Luckily for us, some precious parts of his body like hair, nails, have been preserved by Champaklalji, who was personally attending on him. They were collected and preserved down the years with tender care and love. The mother has charged them further with additional supramental force so that they may communicate their consciousness to all without fail. It is these parts of Sri Aurobindo's person that are now cherished and carried to distant shrines as relics. Where these relics are, there Sri Aurobindo's physical presence is. We have experienced this even in far-off places like London, Florida, where the relics have been established in special shrines. It is not enough to open such shrines. The special atmosphere created by the relics must be tended, preserved by the devotees. They have to contribute their aspiration, purify, and consecration so as to guard the sanctity against dilution, pollution. Sri Aurobindo is physically present in these centers, and it is a great responsibility to uphold the sanctity by maintaining high standards of purity around. Sri Aurobindo shrine is not in the common run of a temple looked after by a priest. It is vibrant focus of a special spiritual force that has been brought down from the world of light on earth to guide and lead its journey to the sun of truth. Properly tended, the shrine grows in its radiation. It remains ever new. That was a passage from selected works of M.P. Panditji, Volume 1, page 266 to 268. Another passage from Niruddha, that is Niruddharan, who is considered the scribe of Sri Aurobindo. The truth behind the relics. We have seen how much importance she, that is the mother, attached to it when the relics were given away for the first time. She has said that each and every molecule of Sri Aurobindo's body was filled with supramental consciousness. We know that his body was glowing with supramental light as soon as he left it. That consciousness is not a mortal thing which ceases with the death of the physical body. If that were so, then we wouldn't feel such extraordinary power and strength when we touch the samadhi. We have learned that wherever the relics are enshrined, there dwells such peace and tranquility. Therefore, the relics are not a mere memento. Relics are the living presence of Sri Aurobindo, imbued with the light and force of his lifelong sadhana, just as an atom contains an infinite power in itself. This is the truth behind the relics. To always keep alive that truth and give due respect to it is what the relics demand of us. That was from Divinity's Comrade. That is Niruddharan, Divinity's Comrade, page 216, 217. And finally, Madhusudan Reddy's note, Sri Aurobindo's relics and the Ars Futura. Sri Aurobindo is there in all the shrines where his relics are installed. His supreme personality and impersonality, his power and light and ananda and everything else, his luminous, powerful presence is there, and nothing more can be or need be said about it. It is his presence that new creates everything. Always. New creates us all and supports the human race in its onward march to its golden destiny. The relics help us to live always in the consciousness of the psychic and make the desired progress natural and easy. They bring down the fivefold splendor of the divine for the earth's transformation. His presence, peace, force, light, and ananda. Their power will continue to work until the supramental becomes an established truth of our terrestrial existence. The relics symbolize the supramental in action, being infinite in nature and timeless in their action. Their power manifests of itself, and out of itself a new creation, a new earth, and a new race. They embody a very spiritual grace sent to us, a grace come to us. We only need to accept it with love and gratitude and allow it to touch our consciousness and our hearts and transform us into their own Gnostic nature. And this note has been taken from Madhusudan Reddy's Footnotes to the Future, page 137 and 38. So from these passages, it becomes evident that wherever there is relics, the place radiates Sri Aurobindo's physical consciousness, and his action is all-encompassing. So, this is a reminder to us always to remember him with gratitude and let ourselves our whole being, let us offer at his feet, at Mother's feet, so that they can mold us to their will, the eternal will, for manifestation of a world which is full of divine afflatus. Once again, our gratitude flows to their feet, to Sri Aurobindo and Mother's feet. Jai Ma, Jai Sri Aurobindo.